Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego in the back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Some of you guys are having trouble with it. Maybe you should hit the subscribe button, unsubscribe, and then resubscribe, and then hit the bell icon again just to make sure, because I know YouTube, they're changing some things around, so people may be having issues. Also, shout out to the channel donations and the Patreons. We working, man, and I appreciate the super chats, everything. Now I'm back with my original series, Ego Rumor Mill, aka or or just like the title suggests, this is a rumor, nothing 100% official or finalized. But if you look at the playlist, the Ego Rumor Mill, you can check its credibility, and I try to give you guys good leads on what's popping and trending and stuff like that. So again, check the playlist for previous Ego Rumor Mills. Now what I'm hearing is Danny Swift Garcia versus Brandon Bam Bam Rios at 147, and that's what they're trying to give us next. Again, I don't know if the contracts have been signed, but it looks like the deal's in place. The fighters are good with the fight, and this is what they're trying to give us, right? I don't know the undercard, the venues, nothing like that. Now, I want to give my thoughts on it. Some people will be disappointed because they started hearing chatter of Danny Garcia versus Sean Porter, which that fight still can happen, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen this year. And Sean Porter, they're trying to put him on another card. That I can't really speak on it because, put it this way, they're trying to put Sean Porter on a card that's already established, like the card has already been announced. But again, I'm not going to get in the way, and they're trying to finalize that opponent, so we'll have to wait on that end. So bottom line, it doesn't look like Danny Garcia wants to fight Sean Porter straight away for whatever reason. But what I do on my channel, I pride myself is being realistic, and I feel like Danny Garcia, along with, let's say, like Deontay Wilder, certain people, no matter what they choose, people find the fault or the wrong in it. And you got to be realistic. Like, as much as I want to see Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, that's a great fight. But it's also a risky fight coming for a guy coming off of the Keith Thurman. Because Sean Porter, to me, did better versus Keith Thurman than Danny Garcia did. So, you know what I mean? Some fighters coming off a loss, they don't want to immediately go back in with an Errol Spence Jr. Now, don't get me wrong, Errol Spence is my dude. I want him to get a big name. Ever since before he didn't have the title, people didn't want to fight him because he didn't have a title. Oh, is he done? He hasn't proven it. Now he has a title, and it looks like he's in the same boat. So I want my dude to get a shot. But realistically speaking, as good of a fight Danny Garcia, Errol Spence would be, who's going to want to take that coming off the Keith Thurman? You know what I mean? And you can call it ducking or whatever, but I mean, I just don't see that as being realistic. Because let's say Danny Garcia went in there with a proven champion who has a lot of momentum, beating Kell Brook and Errol Spence, and then Errol Spence beats him or stops him or something, then you just took back-to-back losses. So, you know what I mean? I can, at least from a realistic perspective, whether I like it or not, I can understand. You know what I mean? Because the same thing happened with Amir Khan. Danny Garcia knocked out Amir Khan. He fought he moved 135-pounder Carlos Molina, who had limited power, moved him up to 140. You know what I'm saying? So Danny Garcia versus Brandon Rios, I'm not going to complain about it. Obviously, there's better fights like Sean Porter or Errol Spence Jr., if we're being realistic. But I mean, after losing your belt and losing to Keith Thurman, you're trying to get back on the winning side of things. So I think Brandon Rios carries a name, especially if New York's been getting a lot of fights, man. Deontay Wilder, Ortiz, they're getting the Lomachenko ring now, so hopefully they can put something like that in Southern California. I think that'd be cool instead of just everything in New York. But I'm okay with the fight. Like I said, it's not the top fight that I want to see, but it's a realistic fight for Danny Garcia, who, to me, I don't know if his power has all the way transitioned up where he's looking like the same type of puncher he was at 140. So there's things with Brandon Rios. He's coming off of a win. He's been pretty inactive. He was with Ricky Funes, but he didn't like the drive or something, so he's back with his original trainer in Oxnard, Roberto Garcia. So I mean, it should provide for an action style fight. It might even look like Danny Garcia versus Robert Guerrero. You know what I mean? Robert Guerrero kind of abandoned his technique and boxing ability and became this like brawler, slugger, come forward. I mean, Brandon Rios' style is very similar to that, where he's going to come forward flat-footed, put a lot of pressure on you, and he has a chin. You know what I mean? He has been stopped before, but it was to the body by Tim Bradley. So I think the timing also makes it interesting too. For me, Danny Garcia, everything we've seen from him when he was undefeated, he hasn't come back since he lost to Keith Thurman. And I've seen he's done a lot with his sisters and like Sanaji twins or whatnot, and like his store. So I'm curious where his head's at and his hunger's at coming off the Keith Thurman loss. Because Brandon Rios, even though Danny's a better boxer, is going to try to outbox him, good with counters and stuff, Brandon Rios is a tough customer where he's going to keep trucking. And if you can't really fully discourage him, then, you know what I mean, you may have a fight. So nonetheless, I see it being an entertaining fight. Again, I'll wait till I get more information or until it officially becomes official. But that's the latest ego rumor mill, word on the street. Danny Garcia versus Brandon Rios. I don't know what's up with Victor Ortiz. They were trying to do the Brandon Rios Ortiz fight, but we might just be able to forget about that because it doesn't look like that fight is getting made for whatever reason. So Danny Garcia, Brandon Rios, looks like that's what they're trying to do. That's the comeback fight that it looks like Danny Garcia is on board with, and it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts. What type of fight will it be? The other thing is, like, this is such a good year for me, and that's another reason why I'm being so realistic like I always am, is because it's just been a good year. I mean, some fights, we got certain fights that should be entertaining, and like Joe Smith Jr. versus Sullivan Barrera. You know what I mean? It was a solid matchup. It's not necessarily Kovalev versus Beterbiev or something, you know what I mean, or Vodstik, but it was a good, you know what I mean, good fight on paper. So I think Danny Garcia versus Rios could be an entertaining fight, you know what I mean? And the styles should gel up well, and it'll give Danny Garcia the opportunity to work on things without going straight at a Sean Porter or Errol Spence Jr., who they're either undefeated or even in their losses, like Sean Porter, he hasn't really, nobody's just manhandled Sean Porter. You get what I'm saying? So those two fights particularly, to me, would be very dangerous fights for Danny Garcia to come back to straight away. And I think that's the ultimate goal, and I think that's why they would choose someone like a Rios over that. You come off a loss, you know what I mean, you got to figure some things out. Just like Kovalev, he's fighting Shabransky. Shabransky's not proven the #1 light heavyweight, even with Ward retiring. Kovalev could have fought Sullivan Barrera, who has more momentum. He could have fought Beterbiev, Adonis Stevenson. All them guys have more momentum, Vodstik, but you got to figure some things out after a loss. Let me know your thoughts. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.